How did you make your nasty teacher regret their actions? Coach Wilson had it out for me from the start. I was a scrawny 16-year-old who looked like I'd never touched a dumbbell, and he decided I'd be his personal entertainment. Every fitness test became a public execution. All right, class, let's see Jake attempt a pull-up. I'd hang from the bar for a beat, then drop. The class would laugh. Zero again, Matthews. Maybe try eating a sandwich. He used me to demonstrate what not to do. Push-ups? I was the example of bad form. Rope climbs? I'd stop halfway and slide down with burning palms while he announced, 6 feet, Matthews. My grandma climbs higher. What Coach Wilson didn't know was that I wasn't actually weak. I'd been rock climbing competitively since I was 12. Weekends were spent scaling cliff faces and dominating indoor bouldering comps. My wiry build was pure climbing muscle. Not that anyone at school knew I kept that part of my life quiet. I liked staying under the radar, especially around guys like him. I could have shown him up at any point. One real pull-up and the illusion would crack. But I didn't want the attention. I didn't want to be the rock climbing kid or deal with the jealousy or questions. So I let him underestimate me. Things got worse during dodgeball. Wilson would quietly tell the jocks to target the weak link. I was pelted every round, even took a ball to the face once. Bloodied nose and all, he just tossed me a towel. Walk it off, 6 foot. I started skipping class, hiding in the nurse's office or forging notes. But when the school talent show came up, I had an idea. I signed up, secretly arranging with a local climbing gym to loan their portable 30-foot wall. Nobody knew, not even my parents. Leading up to the show, I kept second-guessing myself. What if I choked? What if I slipped in front of everyone and proved Wilson right? But something inside me snapped. I was tired of being quiet, tired of being a joke. I didn't want revenge, I wanted truth. I wanted people to see the real me, even just once, on my own terms. Show night, the gym was packed. Wilson sat with his wife, probably expecting me to do an interpretive dance or something pathetic. The principal announced, next up, Jake Matthews, with rock climbing. The curtain opened. The wall stood center stage. I walked out in my climbing shoes and chalked hands. A few laughs rippled through the audience. Then I launched up that wall. 30 feet in under 45 seconds, no hesitation. The crowd went silent, then erupted. Kids who hadn't said a word to me all year were cheering like I was a rock star. But I wasn't done. I rappelled down, grabbed the mic, and said, that was the beginner route. Let's crank it up. This time, I climbed using only tiny grips, just fingers. It was showy, unnecessary, but I wanted them to understand, to see what Coach Wilson never bothered to look for. Wilson's face had gone ghost white. His wife looked at him like, what the hell? The principal grabbed the mic. Jake will represent our school at the National Climbing Championships next month. Afterward, Wilson approached me, trying to act supportive. Hey, that was impressive. Looks like my classes helped after all. I smiled. Coach, remember when you said your grandma could outclimb me? He nodded. Well, she's welcome to try the 400-foot cliff I'm tackling in Colorado next weekend. Monday morning, a news crew showed up to interview me, local climbing prodigy. Wilson tried to wedge into the story, claimed he'd laid the foundation. The reporter asked, so Coach Wilson trained you? I said, actually, he spent the year calling me 6 foot because I couldn't climb a gym rope. Funny how that works. The reporter's eyes widened. Wilson turned red as the camera zoomed in. The story aired that night. Student shock school exposes bullying coach. Parents complained. The school board got involved. By the end of the month, Wilson was quietly transferred. The new PE teacher, Coach Cap, treated every kid with respect, even encouraged me to host climbing clinics. That moment on stage wasn't just about proving Wilson wrong. It was about reclaiming every time I stayed silent, every smirk I endured, every drop of blood from those dodgeballs. This was my voice. Wilson never apologized, but I didn't need him to. Whenever I scaled the gym rope in 10 seconds, I knew who I was. Not 6 foot, not weak, just underestimated until I showed them all what real strength looks like.